Project Coordinating Unit, also known as PCU, is in charge of all the donor-funded projects under the Ministry of Agric. And Live ND is one of the donor-funded projects in Federal Ministry of Agric. So we are here on a supervision mission.
This time around, we have come again on a supervision mission as the federal government of Nigeria and also the governor of Abia State believe strongly that the youth as a key component of a nation or segment of the nation is the undisputable catalyst for accelerating and skyrocketing development. And this vision and mindset have given birth to the Life ND project. And for us, we built a model called the incubation model, which is to drive the project. And how does it work? It's for us to attach or train these young ones in an incubation center. Incubation center refers to a business that is already in operation, that already has the necessary impetus in place. So over the past few months, the Life ND office in Abia State have been able, working with necessary stakeholders, consultants, and government officials, selected proven functioning business in the state, and equally selected young people going through certain recruitment procedures to be placed in the recruitment centers. So what we've come to do as a routine of International Fund for Agricultural Development and also the federal government, when international donors are funding projects in Africa and elsewhere, is for us to come and do what we call spot check to be sure that due process have been involved or conducted or ensured in the selection of incubators and incubators, to also ensure that there's no political intervention in the processes, because over the years people have been clamoring and shouting that there's massive unemployment in the land, and that once in a while when there are openings, that the political actors have a way of using the back door to bring in their persons, thereby enriching the elite and the masses keeping in perpetual poverty. But this project has ensured and is trying to make sure that such does not happen, and that is why we are here in Abia State.
I'm part of the team that was sent for a joint supervision mission, which has the collaboration of the IFAD, the federal government of Nigeria, the project team per se, and other relevant stakeholders for the project. And this joint supervision mission is not a fault-finding mission, but rather a fact-finding mission. And what do? It's just for us to ascertain the progress the project team has made so far. Are there bottlenecks that has to be, taken care of so that the project can move forward?
We have gone through the field. We have seen the selected incubators. We are very happy that the project were able to select the right incubators that will give the right training to the incubators. So when Roy came here on Sunday, we went to the field yesterday and today. We are concluding the visit to the state today. We are very much impressed with what the state has been able to do in this very short time. The project has been in existence in Abia State.
The project is livelihood improvement family enterprises in Niger Delta. It's a collaboration among the IFAD, the federal government, and the NDDC. And the major objective of the project is rural development among youth and women in agricultural enterprises, in the region on a sustainable basis, not quite rolling out agri enterprises, that the youth and women will pass through the vocational process. But the project is to ensure that such training, such skill, such capacity that will be impacted on the youth and women would be sustainable. That is quite encouraging. So for the past 2 days, we have come to really check on them, check on the projects vis-a-vis the anchor and incubator, to see how ready, to take up the project in earnest. And so far, so good. The place is charged. They are ready.
My assessment will blow your mind. From what we've seen that in Abia State, which I want to believe that this is applicable to other states where our project is situated, there has been 100% transparency, 100% professionalism, 100% grassroots-driven initiative in the selection of the incubators and the selection of the incubatees. There is no single political interference. There is no single godfatherism. There is no single influence or interference of any political actor or traditional ruler. The process has been so clean, has been so transparent that the downtrodden, the less privileged, the physically challenged, everyone has equal rights. Even the students of the elites have equal rights to be selected to become an incubatee in the project. And also for the growing business and the upcoming business also, whether you have a political linkage or not, they equally have equal access to being selected into this project. So from what I've seen, I can boldly say that Abia State is setting a model, is setting a pace, is showing that Africa, especially Nigeria, can get it right in skyrocketing development by creating systems that are void of crookedness, void of external interference. And this is what I've seen. And I can boldly say we are so excited. It's yet to get, when it's cold, it will get thicker, right? That's nice. So, how long does it take to get this done? 1 hour. Okay. So this is
some of the objectives we had for embarking on this mission was to ascertain the selection process of the incubators and the incubatees, which is the model that we are using for this project is called the incubation method, where the apprentice, who is the incubatee rather, is being mentored in the process of agribusiness enterprises, so that at the end of it, or maybe based on the particular enterprise the incubatee had chosen, a profitable enterprise that will be sustainable, so that at the end of it all, he will be able to stay on his own, and his income will probably be increased. He has been provided with job, and at the same time, food security is ensured. So, having come here, because before now they had with the help of the consultants, they have selected these incubators and incubatees. So we are here to verify the process, whether it was transparent enough, and from every indication, it was transparent. And I would say that the incubators we had met, they had the facilities required.
So this one, it won't take more than about 150 years.
Each place we visited, I saw excitement in their faces because they didn't have any hope of support. But this project has been able to get to them and touch them. We met a lady that she is the breadwinner of the family. She said the husband was involved in an accident about a year ago. She said now the husband is not well. She is the one gathering for the family. And luckily she was selected as one of the people to benefit from the training of the live entry. And even the incubators, because incubators, they don't know everything. They also rely on the experts that we sent from the project to also train some of the operators of the big farms. So they are very, very happy. The owner of the farms and the potential trainers are also very, very happy to have the project coming to support them. So it is going to bring a lot of relief to the rural people, because the project has to do with the improvement of livelihood of the rural people, not for the elite. That's why the selection of the incubators is not in the city, it's not in Umuahia, but in local villages in Abia State, around Abia State. Because those are the people that the project is meant for. It's not meant for the rich, it's not meant for people who are comfortable. It's meant for the poor, and they have been able to get to the roots of where poor people are living within the state.
Yeah, we have discovered one or two things, but this thing that we have discovered, they are not peculiar or particular to Abia State. These are national issues. And I must bring to our notice that the Governor, His Excellency, through the office of the Honorable Commissioner for Agric, is willing to remedy these challenges. We had a meeting with the Honorable Commissioner yesterday, and he has been able to take up these challenges and promise to address them. And which are these challenges? Number one, what we discovered is that when you come to land acquisition, which is a national issue, it's an African issue even, that women do not have access to land. So it's not about Abia State. But surprisingly, during the discussion we had with the Honorable Commissioner for Agric, he promised that His Excellency has already given a go-ahead for the acquisition of 50,000 hectares of land across the various senatorial districts of the state. So we will say there is a challenge, but then the governor has already stepped in to ensure that the challenge is solved. So right now it's no longer a challenge, it's a way forward already.
My takeaway is that Abia State, because of the responsive government we have, to be able to pay her own part of the fund. Because this project, if any state does not pay her part of the fund, you may not be qualified. But because Abia State was one of the states that met up the obligation, my takeaway is that the state is agriculture loving. They love our people because in the bid to diversify the economy, the government of Abia State has now looked into developing agriculture to be a business among the youth and the women.
And I must say that I really commend the state government, especially the governor of the state, His Excellency Dr. Okezie Ikpeazu, for his support. Honestly, it has really been, his milestone is worthy of emulation. I really thank him. I really compliment his efforts and his support towards the project.
And Abia State, so far, they are number one. in terms of implementation of this project. And I want to encourage you to keep on, because the fund is not, there's no amount allocated to any state. It's the more you work, the more you can draw from the pool of the fund. So we encourage Abia State, the Abia State Office of Live ND to do more. I also want to appreciate the state governor for timely payment of counterpart fund. Out of the 6 states, only Abia State and Delta State, only 2 states will be able to pay the counterpart fund. So the state has done very well in terms of that. They have also inaugurated their steering committee. Steering committee is to approve the budget, the annual work plan and budget of the project. They have also, inaugurated the steering committee. So Abia State is far ahead of other states in terms of implementation of this program.
First, I think let me give a background of why this mission, we call it supervision mission. In lifetime of projects, especially donor-funded projects, within their activities, within their planned activities, they have what we call supervision mission, where the partners, mainly the funders, visit some of the implementing states to really assess the level of implementation, challenges in implementing the activities, and possibly go to profile solution. It's actually more of a supportive supervision kind of activity, and we just ended it up. They were here in the States on Sunday of this week, and yesterday we had to visit 3 incubators or 3 communities that we are working on, and it was a fair assessment that we had. When we came back yesterday, we had paid a courtesy visit to the Commissioner for Agric to inform him and intimate him of their visits and tell them why they are in our state. Today we visited 3 other communities, which also was in the plan, in their own plan, in terms of the selected communities they want to visit. They went with us to these communities. They were able to interact with the incubators, or those that were selected as the incubators. They were also able to interact with the incubatees, and they had a transparent and fair interaction with them to actually know first if their selections were transparent and were according to IFAD stated standards. Of course, they have their reports, and at the end of today, we all came back to the office where they gave us feedback in terms of the 1 or 2 improvements that we need to improve on, and it was a well-taken suggestions that they made, very innovative suggestions that they made, and as a project and as the coordinator of the project, we are going to critically look into it. One of the recurring issues they mentioned was environmental cleanliness of most of these incubation farms, and one of the decisions we did was to for each of the farms or the incubators they met, they were able to identify what they saw as were issues. So we are going to identify them and write officially to this incubator to see how they can improve in all these things. But generally, they were highly impressed that we had one of the best incubators and one of the best farm settlements across the states that we are going to work with, that will help us train our incubators, who are actually our direct beneficiaries.